I would like to answer the question that has been put forward before me. What prompted me into this? I have a strong family background. I was unfortunate that I didn't grow up with my parents for one reason or another, and I grew up with benefactors. The kind of life that I got exposed to when I was still young wasn't really the best. There were so many issues concerning marginalization, but I thank God that He never forgot me. I am where I am, at least. The other issue also that has actually enabled me to be here is the fact that having that experience in mind, I never lost my dream of being a human rights activist. I never lost my dream. I was never discouraged in any way. And that is why, together with my colleague, seated right behind there, 2 years back, we came up with a dream, a vision of coming up with an organization that basically brings men on board, and that is men's protection against domestic violence.
Well, World Vision Uganda definitely is a Christian international community-based organization that works to empowering communities for protection of children. And when you talk about protection of children, children do not exist in space. There is a whole kind of structure around them which you must deal with for them to get the well-being that you are actually fighting for. And it is in that space that therefore we also have the issues of gender and the issues of culture, the issues of norms that definitely, if not dealt with or not engaged with, definitely the children will not grow well. And so our programming definitely focuses on those things. And to me as a person, I think I also feel like there is so much for me to speak about this because it so happens that I am a woman, you know, in leadership as well, married with children, and in one way or the other faced with all these things that you are grappling with. And for me that gives me the kind of confidence and experience definitely to interact with this topic.
I count myself as one of the successful people in terms of leadership because right now I represent Uganda on the board of Eastern Africa Farmers Federation, where I represent 3 organizations, that is UNIFE, Uganda Cooperative Alliance, and NUCAFE. And again, on the board of EAF, I'm in charge of the gender desk for the 10 Eastern African countries. And this has not come to me on a silver plate. It all started way back. Right from pre-primary, I've been a prefect, and I worked for it. I made sure that I stand out of the crowd, and whatever I'm doing, I make sure that I do it perfectly. How many of us have been trained by me? Can I see the show of hands? Oh yes. And how many of us know that I'm a farmer? You can see, it's not easy to be known and to be named after something, but I'm a wine producer. Most people shun agriculture because they try to think that it is maybe for the illiterate, but to me, I've understood agriculture from a different perspective, in a business sense, knowing that it has to be, so long as you're doing something along the value chain, then you're in agriculture. And again, you see, when we are in agriculture, you have to identify which stage maybe you're going to have a comparative advantage over your fellow competitors. And that's why I decided to add value to the bananas. And from one bunch of banana, you're able to make a net profit of over 500,000 Uganda shillings. That is economic empowerment. With such incomes, I don't think anyone can stand out and say you're not fit for any position because you're economically empowered, you have all the monies, so you can control the system. Like we've been talking, the previous speakers were talking, and we all know that most of these people who go to parliaments are always corrupted, and it is money that controls everything. So long, until we make our farmers, until we make our people have something in their pockets, we shall continue to be controlled by the systems. So we need to work towards economic empowerment as the first stage if we are to realize women empowerment.
It was not easy for the girl like me to see your father having 5 girls and 2 boys. But you are the firstborn of the 7 children. And then the first boy comes as the 5th born. But then your father slaughters 6 goats because he has got a boy. It was not easy as we talk about culture and gender. We have to go back to the issue of socialization. And we have to start from when that woman is pregnant. I didn't know whether my mother knew that she had a boy. But at the time of giving birth, those goats were slaughtered. And I think it's still happening to some homes in different areas of different regions. You can't imagine at that age, when you are just 17 years, your father is sick and he's dead, and you are just in Form 6, S6 in Ugandan education. And you see your mother has never gone to school, who can't read and write, and you are the firstborn of those children, and you still have that mindset of where your father slaughtered the 6 goats, and you haven't known exactly why your father slaughtered the 6 goats. And maybe my mother knew, but she did not share. That is all about socialization and culture. My mother could not tell us that your father is celebrating because he has got a boy. But again, my father not being there, you finish S6 and then you have a guardian. But then you have to make sure you pay school fees for those children, those other 6 children. And you don't count yourself. But then the society around you, Madam Moderator, is thinking a girl child is not important at all.
Sure.
You know? I may not need to tell you the story where I have come from, but then you find yourself an organization like National Association of Women Organizations in Uganda brings you on board. Women don't know the history, they don't know where you have come from, but they employ you because leadership is at different levels. At the household level, at the employment level, and the public. But then they are working with you, but they don't know where you are coming from and what you are thinking. And then they give you a job of working with communities, with groups of women. I want to go back to my colleague, Stella. We sit on the board together at NAU. The first time, Elizabeth, I went to some place in Uganda, Busega. The first chairperson of the group asked me, how can a young girl come to train us in economic empowerment? And it's because I had 9 accounts and business. And how can a person who can't speak Uganda train us in Uganda? You know, you are from Kabale, you speak Ruchiga, and here you want to speak Uganda, but you want income because you have to pay school fees for your siblings, so you have to learn Uganda. Banange, nyizo kwogera Uganda ne budduka. That is gender. That is culture. You know, you are around there. The first experience is in Palisa, where now was training women on socio-economic empowerment, giving them small loans. But on the day when you are going to fill the form, this woman will never fill the form. The bicycle has to come, and that bicycle has to carry the woman who is the member in that group. And this woman doesn't know how to fill the form, so the husband is going to fill the form. So tell me, what is the man going to write in your form? How much money? Because women do not know how to write even the digits of 200,000 shillings. So if you are giving the loan, this is poor idiot. I'm looking at the mother, I'm remembering my mother who is in the village who doesn't know how to read and write. And you are supposed to give this person a loan. So the husband sits there. He's the one who is going to calculate how much have you charged her, and the man is going to pocket the money because he's going to keep it. He tells you this woman doesn't know how to read and write, so she can't even go to buy fish at the farthest lake in Palisa, those who come from Palisa. So this man says, stay home, I'm the one who is going to buy fish. He will not come back until the wife he has married is pregnant. That is all about culture and socialization.